Hello everyone, how's it going? It's that trans guy Ben, and hello and welcome to my RuPaul's Drag Race tier list. Yeah, so I did a recent little video, and it actually ended up being like my most popular video so far. It's my first breaking over 1,000 views. So yeah, I thought, well, so obviously I've found I found my people. Yeah, I just thought it'd be a nice thing to do. I was thinking like, well, and also because it got me over my 100 subscribers. I've been desperately trying to get the 100 subscribers. Probably most people wouldn't put it in their greatest achievement of the world, but for little old me, just doing this in my own time when I'm well enough, like, yeah, it's been a fun little thing, and I've been trying, like, come on, will this be the show that gets me to 100? And of course, it's just a little one-off drag race video that does it. That gets yeah. So thank you very much for anyone that did like the video and enjoyed and commented and subscribed. Right. Okay. So here's my layout. So if you did catch the first video, you probably might have caught my vibes. I'm all about like good vibes. I'm not about all the negative and the stuff, and like, oh, fuck that queen, she's a shit and all that stuff. So this is good vibes only queens. So that's why I just put all my favourite. I was going to try and do a top 50, and then I was still left with about 87 queens or something like that, even after really trying to break it down. I'll go through the categories. So you've got 10s, which is like 10s across the board, my absolute faves. Like, if someone asked me, who's your favourite drag queen? I'm saying one of these. If I've only got 5 minutes, if you're not giving me an hour to talk about drag, these will be the names that will come up. These will be my big names. But if we've got an hour, we're going to cover them all. But so 10s, I'm going to try and limit myself to maybe 15 or 20 queens in that. I'm not going to allow any more queens in that. This is going to be a very hard category to break. And Boots is obviously, awesome, absolutely amazing. More names that will come up, when I mention them. Like, all the rest of these categories are also Boots, by the way. I've only instead of just having 2 categories, I thought that was a bit lame. So I've given, like, more categories just to spice it up a bit. But everyone's Boots, basically. So then under Boots, we've got underrated, which queens, I think, don't get their dues necessarily, that I really like. So we've got Mare Season But. So this is mostly, perhaps I didn't really like them much on their season, or I wasn't, drawn to them. Perhaps I was even irritated a little bit, but time has passed, I've watched it again, and maybe I fall in love with them after a second, third viewing, or maybe it took after, maybe I didn't think they had the best edit, but then I've realised they're actually decent people, and I've enjoyed everything they've done since, that sort of thing. So, and then good season, but now that's not necessarily shade. Like did I say I've included all the winners? So we have got a couple of cancelled queens, but I didn't want to be shady and miss anyone out. But it's not necessarily negative like that. There are, like I say, there are a couple of cancelled queens in this one, just because I wanted to put all the winners, because still got to give people their dues, But this is more like honourable mention, like things I couldn't fit anywhere else, but I wanted to give them a shout out, sort of like that. So yeah, it's all good vibes. It's all just good, fun, nice, kind vibes. Not me. This isn't me saying, oh, I think this queen's better than this queen and this queen's shit. This is just my personal preference of, who I enjoy. Anyway, that's me, like, explaining, covering myself if I say anything or upset anyone with my choices. Alright, first up, we've got Acid Betty. So, I think Acid Betty actually has to go first into Mare Season, but I wasn't keen on her season. I don't think she came across great. I've seen a lot of her, but little bits and pieces I have seen. She actually seems really nice and kind of really genuine, and yeah, I'd like to see her on another All Stars, to be fair, and just big gun coming up. So we have got Adore. So Adore goes up into the 10s. Adore's a top player. I enjoy her music, and she's funny and beautiful and all the rest of it. Right, Akira goes in Boots. Yeah, I really enjoy her. I'm looking forward to seeing more of her in All Stars 6. Alaska. Yeah, Alaska's right up there in the top. Alaska, like, she, yeah, I've met her. You might see my signed picture up there, and if I've got the photo handy, I'll post it to show you. I made her laugh I can't remember what I said, just something very British, I think, and it just made her laugh. I think Alexis Mateo is an honourable mention for me. I think Alyssa Edwards. Oh, Alyssa's making it to tens. I love Alyssa. Alyssa is just anything that comes out Alyssa's mouth is just gold, I think.
Back rolls.
Yeah, I love Alyssa. She just makes me laugh. She literally, all she has to do is just pull her face and I'm just laughing. Right, so we now have our first underrated, which is April Carrion. She had a okay season. I think she did fairly well, actually, to be fair. But I really like the stuff she's doing now, like on Instagram and the little things like she is so beautiful. She looks amazing in and out of drag. She looks like Jesus out of drag. Next up we have Without a Head, but that is Aquaria. Aquaria is boots. You'll probably work out through just who I've got more of. I do enjoy seasons 2 to 8, the most. I dropped off a little bit after 8 in recent times. I've still got people represented from every season, but I have dropped off a little bit in later times. Asia O'Hara is boots. Yeah, I like Asia. All right, now this is a horror. I forgot to mention, I've got US and UK. I haven't seen Canada. I've only seen a couple of episodes, so not enough to go off. And I haven't seen any of the others yet. So a horror goes high boots for me. I don't think she had the best start. Just got a bit of a shady edit, wasn't coming across great. But, like she said herself, I sort of gave myself a little kick up the bum and, and changed my attitude a bit. And it just came across really well for the rest of the season. And just her look, the picture I chose, that look, that's one of my favourite Drag Race looks ever. Like the coming when she came out and when she does the little thing and that was popping. So Bag of Chips is proper like old school, like British kind of, like if you think British drag, because I don't know how popular Bag of Chips is in America. Like I don't know how well she translates, but literally Bag of Chips is you're going to your local Pride and there's a drag tent, and there's some half drunk smoking a cigarette queen, with it's Bag of Chips, that queen. Like that's sort of before I knew about Drag Race. That was all I really knew of drag. I'm gonna put BB in good season, but I'm not gagged. I'm not on the edge of my seat sort of stuff with BB. Does that make sense? Ben de la Creme. No, I enjoy Ben de la Creme. Bianca Del Rio. So this might be my first big no controversial choice, but it's not. But she's just top high boots for me. She's not the first name I'll say if someone says who's your favourite queen. It's not through anything bad, but there's just queens I prefer more. Is the short kind of answer for that. She's fabulous. She's Bianca Del Rio, for goodness sake. Bimini. Oh my god. Bimini's journey on UK Season 2 Drag Race was so... it was a very much kind of first couple of episodes. And then when they came back from quarantine, you were like, oh, she's done some work. She'd taken the time to just absolutely improve her craft and do what she needed to do for, to elevate. And in the UK, absolutely anything that's any slightly camp or queer related, Bimini's there. Like, Bimini's just like, hello, I'm getting paid. And I love that for them. Would we say Blair St. Clair's underrated? Or does she get her dues? I don't know if she necessarily does, Blue Hydrangea. I actually think Blue's quite underrated. I mean, she did well in her season, and I think she got her props for it. But some of the looks, like she turns out, like her paint, the way she paints. Right, we are getting a big gun out the way. A big gun now. Bob the Drag Queen. We're about to get... I think Bob the Drag Queen might be my favourite queen. Move, Alaska. I've generally since discovering like sibling rivalry and oh my goodness, since like watching more of the pit stops and just all the stuff like she does a lot of stuff with Peppermint and their like gameplays and stuff. Like she's putting in a lot of after Drag Race work, and I love all of it. Brooklyn Heights is boots around sort of here. Chad Michaels. I think Chad Michaels probably going to go in honourable mentions. Good season, but Chad is one of the most problematic. Like that's pretty much why it's just an honourable mention, because I haven't seen anything of Chad for years. Like Cheryl Hole is going in boots around here. So Chi Chi goes boots. Yeah, Chi Chi, that was, oh man, that was not nice last year. Yeah, it was really sad to lose Chi Chi. I think she was a lovely queen. She did really well on both her seasons, you know. And what she did with, you know, not always the best opportunities she got, and, you know, she didn't have a lot of money, I know, the first time around, and she still worked it and turned it out like that. What was the challenge? The musical, wasn't it? Like when she's upside down and she's lip syncing. Oh my god, that's, yeah. Chi Chi's a legend. Chi Chi will go down as Drag Race legend. God bless her. R.I.P. Chi Chi. Coco Montrese. Might go into underrated, you know, I think. Because she had a bit, she made a choice in the talent show. She made a choice, and it didn't work. But she's actually fierce. And so, yeah, I'd like to see her come back one day and see more of her. Courtney Act. If she wasn't going in my 10s, if she wasn't one of my faves, I'd put her in their season, but. And since her season, I've just loved. So for those that don't know, she was on UK Big Brother. She obviously came in as Shane, and she sort of dressed up as Courtney occasionally, you know, every few days or whatever. She's lovely. She's literally, and she's such great, like, ally, advocate, you know, member of the community. I think she's such a great spokesperson. Just a couple of really good conversations in the house. You know, she's funny, and she is a bit sassy and shady sometimes. Yeah, I like, and she's obviously absolutely gorgeous, in or out of drag, whichever. UK Crystal. Yeah, Crystal, you know, another sort of quick one that I enjoy Crystal. And Crystal Method. Yeah, you know, she's my sort of drag. She's quirky, funny, a bit out the box. So Cynthia Lee Fontaine, I'm going to put in Meh season, but I had nothing against her in her seasons. She wasn't like, you know, one of the first names I picked. She's one of the most lovely queens. I see her all the time, just on all the other queens, like, just, you know, bigging them up, and just, she just seems really lovely and nice and genuine person. Davina de Campo, let's stick her about there.
I don't think.
So Derek Barry, who I thought was called Derek Barry, until about last year. I'm gonna put Derek in boots, you know. I'm gonna put Derek in boots. She loves to cause trouble, and, you know, she's a bit of a shit stirrer. But I don't think any of it's coming from anything malicious. It's just for the drama of it all. Detox, I think Detox is going right at the top of the boot. She's just missing out on 10s for me. Maybe if there's a space, we'll bump her up. Right, Gigi Good. All I remember is from the season. I haven't seen anything really of her since. But I enjoy Gigi. I like her stuff. So yeah, she gets an honourable mention. Oh, that's going to be Ginger Minge, isn't it? Ginger Minge's boots. I don't know why I'm ordering these. I said I wouldn't order them, but it's just the first. I have to. I'm OCD like that. I just have to put them in some sort of order in my head. Ginny Lemon is definitely going in Mer season, but so Ginny Lemon, was on the most recent UK, and I think she is the first queen that just. I mean, other queens have kind of said fuck it during the lip sync, you know, like I don't lip sync, la 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 la, and they've not tried Charlie Hides. But Ginny Lemon was just the first queen that was like, I'm out, see ya, bye. Yeah, I'm like, that's a move. That's a power move. Fair play. Like, right, got Mick, my trans brother. We'll put her there and then see how it goes. She might have to get relegated to high boots, but we'll see. Oh God, none of these queens have any heads. Oh, that's gonna be Heidi, isn't it? Yeah, that's Heidi. That's Jaden. That's Jan. Okay, yep. Heidi's going high boots. I really liked Heidi. I think Heidi was pretty much my pick throughout most of the season. So Jada, because I've fallen in love with Jada more since. Not that I wasn't like Mayor Jada or anything. Jan, I'm going to stick Jan in underrated just because Boots is getting a bit busy. So, and I do think she is actually underrated. So hopefully she gets another chance in All Stars. Jasmine Masters. So Jasmine Masters is essentially the queen of Mayor season, but yeah, Jasmine Masters is a meme queen. And then when she came back, what she did, she did the Christmas one, and then she was on one of the more recent All Stars. She was just cashing in a check. Come on, but I love it. I love how she was unapologetically Jasmine Masters. She showed up, and that's it. She didn't for the Christmas one. She doesn't even take she's wearing like a thing over her head. So like I could just quote Jasmine Masters stuff at you all day, but I won't. But
no, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Jeremy, the artist formerly known as Fifi. Yeah, she doesn't do drag so much, but she does bits and pieces here and there. I still see. But she's more like doing gaming and but she's had to work like so hard to basically be like, I'm not an asshole. Like, I'm a nice person. She was young. She was, what was she, 21, 22, something like that, I think. Like, Jeremy is generally like a lovely person from everything I've seen since. I just think she was young. She came in, had a bit of a plan. It didn't work, or it didn't, necessarily. I mean, she obviously did great. Yeah, I give Jeremy high props. I'm really enjoying like the stuff, like the Harry Potter looks she did a few years ago, and then she did like a year of drag, 300 and whatever days of drag. Okay, so next up we have Jiggly. Let's put her in boots, I think. Right, Jinx. Oh yeah, Jinx is high. Jinx is going to be high. So I'm going to put Joe back. Similar sort of thing as Ginny Lemon. Here, she was first out, and then she came back and obviously had the infamous H&M rant. So yeah, I think her critics were quite harsh that day. So I wanted to give her a nod. Juju B goes high boots. Juju's good fun. I like Juju B. Cameron Michaels. I sort of put her in the same kind of category with Chad. Like, really enjoyed their season, but don't see a lot of them since. So I'm going to put in honourable mentions. Alright, we've got another big gun coming up. Yeah, she's so funny. She's just, yeah, and I've met her. I've been so lucky to meet her. Like I said, and I was on my own, so I was literally queuing for nearly 3 hours, desperate for a piss. But yeah, it was absolutely worth every minute. Even though I was so nervous to meet her. Like, you'll see in my picture, it looks like I'm like, please don't touch me. But I was literally like when your brain's doing 100 thoughts at once. I was literally like, right, I know she doesn't like body contact with strangers. I know all this, and because I'm someone who doesn't like people in my personal space, so I'm very aware of people's personal space. Yeah. Anyway, that was my catcher story.
Child. Anyway, so
Kennedy Davenport. I think, you know what? I think I'm actually going to stick her at the top of underrated. I think Kennedy Davenport is one of the most underrated queens. Like, I know,
Fuck my drag, right?
like, she's, she did well in her season, and she did well in her All Stars, but she's still not a name that comes up a lot when a lot of people say their favourite queens. Kimchi. You know what? I'm going to stick Kimchi in honourable mentions. Lena McQueen, I wouldn't have thought to really put in all this upper echelon sort of stuff until I saw oh, where were they from? All the queens from, and Layla was one of the queens on there, and she looked amazing. Like, and from things I've seen since, you know, even in this picture, like, but I'd like to see her come back, you know, and have another go sort of thing. Latrice is getting right into the upper echelons. Latrice, season 4, I think I've said maybe already. It's my favourite season. Season 4's just, I've rewatched that season so many times. I can pretty much do it word by word. Latrice is lovely. Like, I've never seen anything or anyone badmouth Latrice. Like, she's one of the nicest queens, I think, from just everything I've seen. So yeah, so with Lawrence, I think something that RuPaul does quite a lot, especially in later seasons. Sometimes, just sometimes, you know who's winning straight away from the first episode. Doesn't matter what happens, how it goes, RuPaul's picked his winner. And that was the case with Lawrence Chaney, I think. And that is no shade to Lawrence. That's not saying Lawrence doesn't deserve it. And it was one of those you knew in the first episode. You're like, oh, that's RuPaul's winner. That's the winner. And just in terms of how the season went, I think Lawrence was like, whoosh. Then lockdown happened, and then there was a bit of this, and then kind of like this. Whereas Bimini was douche, came back, douche, I think, personally. So, either when you balance it out, it's pretty much the same season, just in reverse. So, yeah, there's no, like, that's not me saying Lawrence doesn't deserve it or anything like that. Like, Lawrence fully deserves the crown. But that biased me against Lawrence for a little while. It took me till after and sort of watching again and seeing more of her, like, outside of drag and everything, and like, and that she's a lovely person, and, you know, and she's had struggles as well and things like that. And yeah, so I don't really know why I fully went on that tangent, really. I could have just put her straight in boots. But I wanted to explain. I wanted to apologise. I wanted to apologise to Lawrence publicly for giving you the blame for something, you know, that in my head, that was in my head. Like, yeah.
What the fuck is going on in here on this day?
So the ganja definitely goes in mess season, but the first watch, Lacandra annoyed the hell out of me. Oh my god, absolutely did my head in. Like, oh my.
I feel very attacked!
And then I rewatched it again, and I was quoting everything. And now Laganja has like become one of the most quoted queens. Manila's high boots for me. Manila's about here. Okay, so we've got Mariah. What's her surname again? I'm going to put Mariah in underrated, you know. I actually think Mariah's really underrated. Mayhem. That's my Mayhem impression. Mayhem Miller. Yeah, I enjoy Mayhem Miller. Yeah, I'm going to put her sort of around there. Yeah. Do we put Miss Fame in mess season? I sort of noticed Miss Fame and was like, wow, more after her season. So next we have Monet Exchange. Monet is Monet. I can't say it in my accent. I like Monet. She's good fun. I think the only thing I followed before lockdown was I don't actually think I followed anything else, not even Race Chaser or anything like that. But yeah, I've absolutely fallen in love with Monet. I think she's such good fun. She's so funny. Like her with Bob is just top class stuff. I just love their friendship. I think she's actually really good as a host. She's like the exchange rate. If you haven't checked it out, Miss Cracker. I've forgotten how my brain worked then. Miss Cracker, yeah, I enjoy Miss Cracker. You know, I sort of put her around there. Alright, Naomi Smalls. So, if I didn't like her so much, I'd put her top of underrated, but she's actually going in my tens. Nina West is sort of boots. Yeah, boots. And now to another Nina. So, do we put Nina in underrated or Met season but? I'm going to put Nina in Met season but. And I know sometimes she says some controversial things sometimes and all that sort of stuff. But I think in the grand scheme of things, I don't think it's all as dramatic as all that personally. But I do enjoy her. I do enjoy her reviews. You know, sometimes I'm like, oh my god, and I don't agree with her a lot, most to a lot of the time. On everything, but I do enjoy it, and I come for the looks every time, and I'm gonna put Olivia in. Let's put her in boots. You know what? Let's put her in boots. Pearl, wake up, Pearl. I'm gonna put Pearl in boots. With things I saw her do a thing. Maybe was it last year where she did like a really good Drew Barrymore kind of makeup look. She looked really good. Even Drew Barrymore was like shit. And I know she had a tough time on Drag Race, with all what happened and stuff. And I think it really marred her experience, which is a shame. And also a shame that means we probably won't see her again in anything kind of Drag Race related. Right, Peppermint. Peppermint is going straight into the tens. Peppermint is about here, I'd say. Yeah, I love Peppermint. I think she's a great trans ally. Just a great advocate in general for a lot of things, and a great queen, and she's so funny. Again, just watch a gaming video with her and Bob. Oh my god, literally crying with laughter. And of course, her and Bob have just a couple of classic virals.
Oh, the fracking? No, not that. Oh.
The fracking. And what's the other one? Is it fashion? Is it fashion though? So Raja is gonna be about there. High boots, very high boots. For Raja. Yeah, I enjoy Raja. Raven. Let's put Raven about here. I think Roxy Andrews. I put her high boots, but just because that's getting very busy and just to spice it up a bit, I'm gonna put her in mess season, but. I think, like Jeremy, she, I wasn't keen first watch through of season 5, because I love Jinx, and there was a bit of playing going on, a bit of, I don't want to say bullying, but a bit of bullying going on. Obviously we all know now it was all kind of in good fun and it wasn't meant to be kind of nasty. It was all like sort of pageant stuff, which I didn't obviously understand all that at the time. Because yeah, her obviously that wouldn't even be a thing now when you think about it. But at the time when she did the that was one of the first big gags in her lip sync. I think that's mad to think how much of a gag that was at the time. When literally that's every queen's doing that now, every kind of lip sync, pretty much something like that. Sasha Velour, maybe a controversial one, but Sasha's gonna just be an honourable mention for me. Okay, Shangela, like a Shangela. Shangela's high tens, just sneaking into the tens. I think, yeah, definitely. I'm giving her some extra props. I really like Shangela. I think she's good fun, but her All Stars was she worked on her craft. She came back strong, and now she's she's in Lady Gaga movies. I see her pop up in lots of things. I'm watching something and then randomly I'm like, oh, it's Shangela. Just pop up somewhere, pops up out of the box. So we have our first. Like I said, I wanted to include all the winners because I didn't want to be RC. I don't know if it's more RC or not to include them, but so Sharon goes in dishonorable kind of mention, good season, but I'm good. I'm good now. Yeah, but obviously I'm not going to go into it all, but before I knew about certain things, she would have been sort of up here for me. Like, I actually class Sharon Needles as being what made me fall in love with Drag Race. Like I've said a few times now, season 4 is my favourite, and she is a big part of that. You know, yeah, there's just some things I can't be like, I can't ignore and be like, yeah, I can pretend that, but I can't with that sort of stuff. So, yeah, it's a no for me, unfortunately. Right, Shay is top tier, very top tier, I'd probably say, but making the top 5. I love Shay. I think she's a fantastic queen. Shay, by far, I mean, not by far as in the others were shit experiences or they were bad or anything, but Shay has been my favourite meet and greet so far. Like I say, everyone else I've met was lovely, but she was just spending that extra 45 seconds with everyone, which you didn't have to. Like I say, it wasn't, I mean, no one has to, but it wasn't like a prepaid thing. It was just, you know, you queue up, and if you're lucky enough before she goes off for a lunch break or whatever, you catch her. And me and my friend were just lucky enough to catch her. And yeah, and she was really lovely. And like I say, she just spent that extra 30 seconds more, you know. And again, I was so starstruck, so I'm so like next to her. But yeah, I love Shay. I think she's a great queen, a really lovely queen, and I'm so glad she won the last All-Star. Right, so Sugar Cane. I'm going to put her in underrated. Yeah, I think that is actually pretty much for Sugar Cane. Not so much she underrated. She just, wasn't aired. Stop. Yeah, you know, and I feel bad for her. I really hope she gets an All-Stars and she actually gets some airtime. I think Sonique, we're going to put Sonique in Mercy's and Burke, because she was in season 2, was it? I think she went pretty early doors. So yeah, so I'm excited to see more of her. So yeah, I put her around there. Simone. Simone is Boots. Like I say, it's not the freshest season. Even though it is the freshest season, it's not like I can't give you quotes, and I can't. It's definitely going to have to be a rewatch. I'm just going to have to like get into it and be like, look, just sit through these 25 episodes and just watch it. Yeah, I'll put Simone about there. That's Taste. Taste is Boots. Taste is Boots. Put Taste about here. Oh, Tatiana. Tatiana is very high Boots for me. Let's put just behind you. How? Sorry, details, but how? I don't remember doing that. It was her All-Stars for me that made me fall in love with her. Like, same parts. Best challenge ever. Best talent show, whatever you call it, ever. So good. I was lucky enough to meet her as well, and she's really lovely, and oh my god, she looks so hot. Again, another queen, I'm just so nervous. I was just like, you're too hot. I can't even be in your presence. I'm sorry. Yeah, let's stick Vivian in 10s, I think. I really enjoy the Vivian. So I could put Forgy in Mercy's and Burke, because I wasn't massively keen first watch.
Oh, Jesus. Gross.
Yeah, if you're not in the mood for Forgy can do your head in a little bit. But I like her. I really like her, and I think she's really funny. Yeah, like, she's got 100 thoughts racing through her brain in a minute, so I relate highly. Because I overthink things, for sure. You've seen evidence of that for this video. I'm just overthinking things when all like, look, I don't need to be putting all these in order. I could have saved about bloody 10 minutes. Yeah, I like it. I like 4G. Tia Coffee. Tia Coffee is about here. I freaking love Tia Coffee. I absolutely fell in love with her this season. She is a good, fun queen. Is Trinity an honourable mention? I think Trinity might be an honourable mention, you know, just because Boots is very busy, and I enjoy her. I like her. I think she's fun. Oh, you know what? Actually, no, I've changed my mind. I'm putting her in Boots. That was a flex. Yeah, no, I changed my mind. I enjoy her more than I thought I did. Right, Trinity K. Bonet. So, we're either putting her at high Boots or high underrated. I'm actually going to put high boots, you know. I'm actually going to put her just behind Detox. High boots. I want to just give her just that little bit more credit. Yeah, I love Trinity K. Bonet. I'm so excited. She'll be my main reason for tuning into All Stars 6. You know, she and Yara I'll be rooting for, especially. I really enjoyed her season 6, and I enjoyed her journey. She sort of came in as, you know, as like, I won't be told, and she still, I think, won't be told, which fair play to her, but I think she got a lot of confidence, and since then, and she's worked on her craft, even though her craft was absolutely phenomenal back then. So I'm so excited to see what it's like now. And her looks were gorgeous, and obviously she was an absolute lip sync assassin queen. So yeah, I'm super hyped for Trinity. Trixie, can't stand that. No, come on. You've seen like my tops so far, so no surprise. Trixie's in it. Yeah, I mean, Trixie and Shay and Jinx kind of shuffle them around any which way sort of thing. They're pretty much all top 5, really. Trixie, what Trixie's Trixie? Like, yeah, I don't know anyone who like actively dislikes Trixie. Maybe she's not in everyone's top tiers, but I don't know anyone that's like, oh, I can't stand her. Like, I don't think I trust that person. And so we come to our honorable mention. Miss Tyra Sanchez, season 2 winner, and rightfully so. She gets a lot of stick for that, when, you know, before everything else that's sort of happened since. She definitely deserved to win that season, I think. She pulled out the looks, and yeah, was she the most likable contestant ever? No. But I don't think she even does drag anymore. Or at least, I know she absolutely does not associate with Drag Race anymore. And yeah, you know, I know there's been a lot of problems since, we'll put it that way. But Utica, is it Utica? Utica. Yeah, I'm gonna put in honourable mentions. I enjoyed her. Because I think I was even guilty of it, a bit of, oh, you're just copying Katya. Like, and I don't like to do that, you know, especially with all these newer queens, like, because it's very easy just to be like, oh, that's just a reworked Bob, that's just, you know, yeah, whatever. That's just Katya, that's just a Trixie. But I give her more credit than that. That's, you know, is Valentina an honourable mention or a mess season? But I'm gonna put Valentina in mess season. But yeah, I first time I didn't get the hype. I like literally, it was Valentina or die, and I didn't necessarily get it. I mean, her looks are fabulous. I didn't vibe straight away. It took me sort of another watch, and then the All Stars, obviously she came back and she was worse with the vibe and the attitude. But I got it. It's like a stick. It's you know, she's just living in her world, and she's just living her fantasy and doing her thing. And so, like, fair play. Like, you know, she's no more kind of guilty of it than Alyssa. At the end of the day, Alyssa just pops a little bit more for me. Vanjie. So Vanjie, yeah, Vanjie's boots. Vanjie's awesome. I love Vanjie. Like, Vanjie opens her mouth, and I'm just like, oh my god. Yeah, love her. Violet, yeah, Violet's high boots. For sure. Violet. I love Violet. Violet's just missing out. Just because she's a little bit more quieter, I don't see quite so much of her as the other queens. But she was my pick, you know, early on in season 7. Even though, you know, she's quite shady, and she hasn't got a shady edit. She's shady. We've sort of, you know, seen that since. She's not afraid to say what's on her mind. Yeah, her looks. She's probably one of my favourite look queens. Like, that was the first time I properly got into like it for fashion and looks, like watching Violet. Willem is actually Willem and Bimini are quite similar. I'm going to put Willem about here. Yeah, Willem's top you know, top tier, definitely. Tens across the board. I love Willem. Yeah, I love Race Chaser with Alaska, and Willem's very, even though you wouldn't think it, because I think a lot of people think she's just a complete bitch. You know, but she's actually very much about like her sisters and you know, and making sure everyone's like represented and being fair, and like if she'll call out bad behavior and problematic behavior, and you know, she's all about queens being paid properly and being treated. You know, she speaks out about on that stuff a lot, more so than I've heard quite a lot of other queens, really. So I give her sort of props for that as well. And I've met her. I sound like Willem, don't I? I've been in this and I've been in this. I've met this queen. No, yeah, I got to meet Willem. It was awesome. Yara, I love her. I don't always understand what she's saying, but I don't know. Maybe that's part of the charm.
I don't know what the fuck she's saying, but girl, I am living.
I hope she does well, and you know, she's at least in 3 or 4 episodes. That'd be nice. If she sort of makes it mid-season, I'll be happy. Okay, our final queen, but no frickin' means least, is Evie Oddly. Evie is going about here. Evie Oddly was like I say, I dropped out of quite like Drag Race a little bit after season 9 onwards. But Evie Oddly, that was the first time in a little while where it's been like, oh, now this is exciting to me. This is you know, very much the Sharon Needles experience, if you like. But yeah, I love Evie Oddly. Was she a bit shady? You know, was she a bit of a sucker? Maybe, perhaps, but she weren't lying. She weren't telling any lies. She was, you know, there was all truth coming out her mouth, I think, in my opinion. So yeah, fair play to her, and you know, her dance, her lip sync. That, you know, that's one of my favourite lip syncs, if not my favourite. Her and Brooklyn's, so good. Yeah, she's just a phenomenal queen. I love her laugh as well. I'm excited to see more from Evie in the future, you know, to see what else is going on. Right, so yeah, wow, that is long. I don't think I meant it to be this long. This is going to be a nightmare to edit. Yeah, like I say, this is all love. This is a tier list of love, and even though you've seen me sort of like shuffling things, I'll name any of these queens as my favourites, like in the 10s especially. And then we got more time to talk. We're going to talk about boots and underrated. And I just love drag, you know, and I love queens. And there's generally, you know, I don't dislike anyone. You just have your favourites, you know. But I understand at the end of the day, it's a reality show. Some people are going in there with, you know, with a game plan, with a little bit of a personality. They're not, you know, especially now. I don't know anyone that's necessarily completely going in as themselves now and not just editing it a little bit. So, yeah, I say fair play to absolutely however many contestants have gone through those doors and whatever journey they've had, you know. So, yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. You know, if you've stayed here till this far, like, props to you. Like, props to you, mama. I couldn't do it. I've got to edit it. I couldn't do it. I couldn't sit for an hour of me, that's for sure. So yeah, thank you so much if you watch, guys. And yeah, if you've got any, you know, ideas or suggestions for anything sort of RuPaul Drag Race related, then, you know, let me know, and I'll certainly consider it. I was sort of thinking of doing a like just discussing my favourite kind of lip syncs, maybe some of my favourite challenges, tier list of my favourite seasons, maybe. Don't know if that'd be boring. Certainly be a lot quicker than this. It took ages. But yeah, just, you know, drag related, I'm sort of happy to sort of consider having a go at, you know, something. Otherwise, yeah, check out, you know, reactions is mostly what I'm doing, so yeah, check out, I'm doing Haunted of Hill House, soon going to be doing Blind Manor, I've got Killing Eve, Fleabag, what's the other one, and The Witcher. And like I say, I might do the odd RuPaul one. I'll see. I'll maybe like try and do an episode and see how badly it gets kind of you know, called for copyright by YouTube. I might give it a go. I generally think a lot of reactors have a lot of trouble with it, so I don't know if it'd be worth it. I wouldn't be able to show you much of the episode, but I can always do like a review or so. I don't know. I'll see. I won't promise. All right. Anyway, guys. Wow. Now let's go. Let's all go peacefully among the things. All right. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Take care, and yeah, I will hopefully catch you very soon. So yeah, take care, and I will see you on the flip side. Bye. Peace out.